Life is a journey full of challenges, and sometimes it can be a challenge to make the right decision. Hi, this is Sundar Raj from Francis Xavier Engineering College, Department of Information Technology of 2020 batch. This 4 years of engineering journey taught me many lessons. This is the platform where I found myself. My department faculty guided me in the right way to choose my domain. On my second year of engineering, I got IBM certified on predictive modeling, which helped me to choose my domain as a data scientist. And of course, I have done many projects on data science, which is related to the real-time projects and helped me in a way to get placed in my major. Of course, college means degree and degree means job. Thanks to Francis Xavier Engineering College for providing me a best training regarding the placements, which helped me to get placed in car technologies with the annual CTC of 5 lakhs and also in Cognizant with the annual CTC of 4 lakhs. Being in Francis Xavier Engineering College is like staying on the road to the Damascus, where you can gain the required knowledge to achieve your goals. Thank you.
Hi, hello, good afternoon. I welcome you all to this webinar session of today. Dear all, today's webinar is going to be a motivational topic from our inspirational speaker, Ms.Sherly Hepzhibah. And our topic today is Shine Forth and the World Needs It. And today we have a speaker, Ms.Sherly Hepzhibah with us. Ma'am, on behalf of Department of Information Technology, Francis Xavier Engineering College, I accord a warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks to Ms. Doshi ma'am for having arranged our speaker, Ms. Sherly Hepzhibah, and we are very happy to have you here, ma'am. We are very happy and we are looking forward for your speech of today's webinar. Thanks for joining us and welcome you on behalf of FXEC. And dear participants, my heartfelt welcome to all of you who have been giving a great support throughout this the webinar series. So I welcome all the participants, the faculty members, the students, and my dear colleagues to this webinar session. And right now, I request Ms. S. Agnes Doshi ma'am to give a short profile of the speaker, before which the participants are going to have a great session today. Though it's going to be an afternoon session, it's going to be a stunning experience for all of us. So hoping to hear from you, ma'am. And now a short profile of the speaker from Agnes Doshi.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the resource person to the participants, Ms. Shirley. She has completed her bachelor degree in English from Women's Christian College, Chennai, and her master degree in English literature from Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology. She won the Best Outgoing Student Award and the University Rank Holder. She is a highly driven, creative, and versatile person with high experience in English language training. She is good at event management and relationship management. Her passion is writing, and she has written several blogs. And the first book, The 15 People I Met, recognized her, and she has received the Best Debut Author Award. The second book, The 15 People got published a day before. She is also a trainer for TOEFL SAT English.
Doshi ma'am. Yeah. I think she's got some network issues.
Yeah, I think she has spoken a lot enough about me.
That's so, okay. But still, ma'am, we are very happy to have you here as a singer, as a video jockey, as an English trainer, writer, voiceover artist, and event manager. And you're a woman icon, I say. You are an inspirational woman for the day. So we are very happy to have you here for this session. And please go ahead with your session.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing good, and I don't think you will probably be able to communicate with me verbally. So I want all the chat boxes to be, really, really active during the session because I will be raising questions and I expect answers in the chat box. So first of all, good afternoon, everybody. There are a lot of messages, a lot of people saying good afternoon. So good afternoon, everybody. How are you all today? How are you? Fine. I just see one answer. Okay, yeah, fine. Good. Okay. So I'm really happy that you're all doing fine as well. Uh, so now I'm going to introduce my topic, the topic of my presentation. I hope you know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about like shine forth, the world needs it. So can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to start off with a game. Okay, so I want you all to be, very, very active in the game. So I'll give you a few clues about who the person is, and you'll have to find out who that person is. Okay, so that's going to be it. Let me see who's going to find out first. I have my chat box open. So let me see. When he was 16, he quit school and he moved back to New York to start his acting career. So by which we are, sure he's an actor. Uh, his first gigs were in off-Broadway plays. In his early days of his career, the struggling actor bussed tables at a Soho restaurant. I don't see anybody guessing yet. The actor wrote and starred in his first documentary, The Last Party, in 1993. It's not Mr. Akshay Kumar. Um, he did drugs. Okay, he did drugs the first time with his father when he was a child and fell into a cycle of addiction. He spent 4 months. He spent 4 months in jail in 1997 and another year in 1999 for drug possession. He collects cars. He has a Corvette, Bentley, Volvo, some Audis, and the Porsche, a Mercedes, and more. It's not Sanjay Dutt. I'm okay. I have someone who guessed it right. We call him the Iron Man, and yeah, it's Bawesh who guessed it right. Yes, he is Mr. Robert Downey Jr. Okay, we'll go to the next guess game. He was, I don't know if this is going to be as easy as that, but let's see. He was the first musician to receive a salary with no duties other than to compose how and when he felt inclined. His father was an alcoholic and he used to physically abuse. Oh my God, I got his name right there. Okay. He playing wrong notes and he debuted his first symphony. He started losing his hearing and was completely deaf by the year 1819. You people got who it is, right? I do have his name in the presentation as well. So let me see who picks the name from there. I have nobody found out who this person is. I said he's a okay, yeah. So I'm not audible enough. Okay, I'll check it out. Yes, it is Beethoven. He's a musician. He lost his hearing ability when he was very young, and later, he even after getting losing his hearing ability, he became like he composed one of like some of the really good compositions of his career. The next one, Ludwig van Beethoven. That's his name. Okay, the third one. Who is she? Now, this is a woman, and let's see who gets this one right. She acquired her Bachelor of Engineering degree in Aeronautical Engineering from Punjab Engineering College in Chandigarh in 1982. She began working at NASA. Okay, so you didn't really have to wait until I finish reading the clues. You figured it out. It was Kalpana Chawla. She traveled over 10.4 million miles, and she did a lot of wonders. Actually, she spent more than 372 hours in space, which is really, really good. She's Kalpana Chawla, and the next person. Now, the person who finds out this name is, I should be saying, is really, really good with knowing people. I should. Okay, let me see who guesses this right. He, people bury the other's body when they die, right? So three thieves actually kind of took the body out, and they said, only if you give me this much of money, I'll give this person's body back. So thieves grave robbed his body and held it for ransom. Um, his former home in Switzerland was converted into a museum. There's an annual film festival in his name, by which you should be guessing that he's a person into media. He accepted his 1972 honorary Oscar in person. So now this person is an Oscar award winning. He won an Oscar award. He was a perfectionist. He composed music for many of his films, and he co-founded a big-time movie studio. Is there anyone who guesses this right? Let me see. I'm gonna give some time for you to get it right, but I see no comments so far. Anybody who can get it right. Nobody knows the answer? Clue. Yeah, these are all clues, but still you want me to call out some more clues? Let me see. People, I want the chat box to be really, really active. I want you to tell me what you feel like. Okay, if you don't know, or if you are going to guess some other person, please put it on the comment box. I don't want a single way communication. I don't want to give a monologue on this. I want the chat box to be filled. I don't have anybody commenting on the comment box for this slide. I can see a lot of smileys. Smiles for you too. Okay, so I'll do something. Thank you for saying this is interesting. How one more clue. His name starts with C. Okay, I got one person commented right. Two people commented right. He's one of the wonderful comedians of time. Yes, he is. He is Charlie Chaplin. Mr. Charlie Chaplin. Okay, we're coming to the final clue. She is a physicist and a pioneer in the study of radiation. When I say radiation, you should have been able to guess who that person is. But I'm still waiting for you to. Wow. Okay, the word radiation is enough for you to give me so much of answers. Yes, it is Marie Curie. Okay, so I hope I'll send you the presentations if you need the slides. Okay, now let me tell you what. Thank you so much for your active Marie Curie comments. Marie Curie is the winner of today, I guess, because most of you all have got her name right. Okay, now I'm going to put forth a question to you before I stop sharing my slide. Why should you shine? Okay, the topic that I gave was shine forth, the world needs it. Now, why should you shine? I mean, like, we are in a very, very difficult situation. You don't know what's going to happen next. And we're going through a very critical time where, we don't even know if tomorrow is going to be a better day than today. When is the vaccine going to happen? Everybody are, locked up in their houses. I mean, like, surviving in itself is a difficult task. Now, why should you even shine? I'm trying to live my day. I'm trying hard to live my day, locked up in a room and like just seeing the people in my family. Now, why should I even shine? Why should I even think about shining? Oh my God, nobody has answer to it. I thought you people will have answer to this question. To be happy and keep others happy. I just have one answer. No, I'm not going to move on to the next slide until you answer, people, because we have hope. Yes, we do have hope. Until to have a meaningful life. Good. I can see only 3 people being actively participating in the webinar. I assume everybody else have put yourself on mute, closed the phone and left to eat or something. I said, now I can see everybody active. Okay, make people happy. We can, so if so, we can be happy, optimistic, to bring positivity. Yeah, like by the end of the day, the purpose of living in itself is to make a difference in other people's life. If we're just going to survive our day, and if we're not going to leave hopes for others, to have the drive to live their day and shine forth, then there's no purpose of surviving the day. So now I'm going to talk a few topics on now that we've discussed why we should shine. Let me give you a few reasons on how to shine and what are the things that we should be focusing on to shine. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. Give me a yes or no if you can see my screen. I'm expecting the comment box to be active. Yes. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And for those of you all who can actually switch on your video, it will be much comfortable for me if I can see your face. I would, if you can turn on your video, please do turn it on so that I can see you. People are not interested to turn on your video, it's fine. But, for me, it'll be happy if I can see your faces and talk. Okay, thank you so much for people who turned on your videos. I'm really happy that you're still on contact, because I'm this, I've seen a lot of people, once webinar starts, people will put their camera off, mute off, put it over a fridge, or, like keep it somewhere else and do whatever you want. Like, what's the point? She's just gonna have a monologue. So here it's not gonna happen. So I really want to see your faces, and I want the chat box to be active as well. So I'm not giving a monologue, people, for your confirmation. So another thing I want you to know is, if you think I'm boring or if you want me to change the topic, please feel free to comment that as well. Because we're just trying to, make a conversation happen here. I'm not your professor. I'm not your lecturer. You're not going to see my face ever again. I don't know. Maybe sometime later you'll see me, but you're not going to remember me. I'm not going to remember you. So you can post whatever you feel like. Okay. So you can comment on the chat box anything you want to say. You can say, ma'am, you're boring, or you can say, okay, you're trying to say something that doesn't make sense at all. You can even start an argument in the chat box. I don't mind arguing. I don't mind a healthy argument, okay? And I can argue really well, for that matter. So moving on, the how to shine. There are a few attributes that I want to put down to you on how to shine. So now I'm gonna ask you to post a few attributes that you think will actually make a person shine. Like a few attributes that you think that a person should have to shine. I have a few to list. I have a few points to talk to you with, but I want to know what you think already. So I want to know what level of understanding that you have for shining. Let me see. I'm waiting for the chat box to fill up. Should believe in yourself that you are the best. I mean, that's the wonderful answer. Like, you have to believe that, that it basically comes from yourself. If you don't believe that you're going to shine, then you're not going to shine at all. It depends on you have to have that confidence in you that you can do it. Self-confidence, self-respect, of course. You can't respect others if you don't respect yourself. Distinct personality, his or her deeds, self-esteem, grit, should be self-confident. I see a lot of people saying self-confident. Be a guide or role model to others. Self-belief. Thank you so much for all of these answers. I kind of feel that all of my points are put together already. You've kind of given out my presentation yourself. But I have a few points, so let me start by talking about what I have to say. People who shine are people who are hungry to achieve something in their life. By the end of the day, if you don't want to achieve, if you just want to, survive your day, then you're not going to do anything extraordinary. You're not going to travel that extra mile to do something that is noticeable. Now, people who want to shine are people who take that step in front. Now, I am this person. I wanted to write from when I was when I was in my 7th grade. Okay, and my English was, to be honest, my English was pathetic when I was in 7th grade. I used to memorize my talks. That's how I was. And then people told me, I'm not going to make it. There are a lot of people who told me, I mean, like, with this English, do you even think you can publish a book? And now I can say I'm an author of 2 books. I have 2 books on my name. So you take that extra mile. You have to be hungry to achieve no matter what people say. Right? So that is one major thing that I want you to remember. People will always discourage you. I mean, at this time, at this point of time, when you don't know how tomorrow is going to happen, when you do, like, there's this one calendar which says you're not going to exist after this year, and you don't know what's going to happen after this. But so at this point of time, people will obviously discourage you. People will obviously take out your hopes. They will be like, what is the point? But then remember, you have to be hungry to achieve. It is you who has to take that step forward. Nobody else can do that for you. So that is the first thing I want you to know, to shine forth. Mental strength. Now this mental strength also goes hand in hand with self-motivation, because what do you think mental strength, what do you think I mean in your mental strength? Let me see. I'm not going to leave you all without you commenting on the chat box. Let me see what you have to say for mental strength. People, put in your ideas on what you think I will say on under the topic mental strength. I'm waiting for the answers in the chat box. Not giving up on anything. Yes, obviously. Fix it on a goal. Yes. So I'm assuming only 2 people are listening to my, only 3 people are listening to my talk. Now I'm getting responses. Now I'll have to, see, you yourself need motivation. I have to push you to comment something on the comment box. Okay, yeah, positive attitude, positive thinking, manage unexpected situations, overcoming problems, being strong in attitude, goal, and in any situation, be positive, focusing. Comparing yourself, no, please don't compare yourself with anybody. Compare yourself with yourself. Balance your emotions. Yeah, I would like to pick that point who says balancing our emotions. Mental strength is when being self-managed. Yes, mental strength is when you can be able to balance your negativity and your positivity. You cannot get over enthusiastic, you cannot get overconfident that you will be able to do it. Neither can you get like, okay, I give up on everything and I'm like, I can't do it at all. Now both ways are, both the extremes are dangerous. So you'll have to know how to balance it, and you should be mentally strong to take negative comments from others. Now once you start stepping up and once you decide to shine forth, there will be a lot of negative forces that will obviously discourage you. I mean, like, you think people around you are only going to motivate you into what you're going to do? There are a lot of people who will also demotivate you. They might not purposefully do that, they might not intentionally do that, but they might end up doing that to you. So you have to be very, very careful on taking that into yourself. When people say something negative about you, think about it. Like, just don't ignore it, but take it to your brain and see if that makes sense. Now if someone's going to point out something negative in you, just think about it and see if it makes sense. So if there's something negative in you, for sure, then it's time that you change. If there's nothing negative about you, it's high time you don't think about it and move on to stepping up further. That is the best thing you could do. You are always meant to take a step forward in your life. Just remember that, no matter however people discourage you. The next thing I'm going to talk about is commitment. Now, commitment is a very, a very strong topic, because that is something that everybody has to remember. Let me see what you think about commitment. The comment box is open. Dedication, hard work, commitment to our work. Okay. Doing at fullest 100%. I would like to take this. Doing at fullest 100%. Now, I started writing my book when I was in my, like some 3 years back. And by the time, it was a short story collection. So I had 15 stories. And by the time I started writing my 5th story, I was not sure if I should even go forth with it. Even though writing was my passion, I always dreamt about having a book on my name saying like authored by Shirley and all of that. That was my dream. That was my ambition. But I wasn't sure if I should continue with that writing of that book. But had I dropped it, I don't know, I would have dug a one big hole and அப்படியே அதை தூக்கி குழி தோண்டி புதைச்சு வச்சிருப்பேன். நல்ல ஜாலியா I wouldn't have been here if I had not decided to continue my book. That is the commitment. So once you decide something, okay, நீங்க வந்து இது பண்ணணும்னு முடிவு பண்ணிட்டீங்களா, once you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do, stay committed to it. You know, stay stay there, stay in the line. என்னால முடியாது அப்படின்னு நினைச்சு don't give up. Make sure your commitment is, throughout the whole session, so that only if you stay committed you will be able to shine. If you're not going to stay committed, and if you think na commitment illamale na vandu shine aidva appdi nenachingana, it's obviously not going to happen. Okay, so it's really really necessary that you stay committed to what you think you are. There are people who will say this is not a, if you're going to take arts, if people are going to say ungalalala mudiyadu. When I was choosing to do English, my book name is The 15 People I Met, and the 15 people I met too, for those of you who have asked it in the comment box. When I was taking English, I was actually doing my biomath when I was in 12th grade. So people were shocked when I said I'm going to do arts, because my ambition was to become a doctor, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to do arts. So the people who came up to me were like, are you nuts? See, that's obvious, right? You're trying to take up a proper profession, and then you decide to move to arts. People will, they think they're trying to help you, but they will say something. But then I stayed committed to what my English is all about. English sa venu. I was determined about that, and that is the only reason I am who I am here right now. Okay, so please make sure you stay committed to what you are choosing to do. Paadila vittu poradhanaala you will obviously not be able to shine. So keep remembering that as well. Now moving on to the next topic, always prepared. Now in this one I'm not going to talk about this. I want you all to talk about it. How to be always prepared. I'm just going to read the comment box. Let me see who's going to come up with the title. Always prepared. Planning, yes. Being planned. Avladana. Nobody else wants to talk about how. Expecting the unexpected. Prepare for anything at any situation. Expecting a challenge. Always prepare with our plan. Never give up. Yes, expecting the unexpected. That is what you say, being prepared. You don't know what's going to happen. In the academic year, when it started, nobody knew that, classes are going to happen online. Are your classes happening online? Like, nobody knew that we'll attend online webinars like this. I didn't know that I will, when this year started, I didn't know if I was going to sit here in front of a screen and talk to, you over my laptop. Nobody expected this. Now that is the major reason where you should be prepared for anything, prepared to face anything. Nobody knew COVID-19 was going to come up and sabotage your lives. Now we're trying to live with it. We're trying to we're trying to comply with the situations, and we're trying to live that. That is where you're always prepared of what you're trying to do. When you're prepared for any kind of situations, negative, be it positive. Like you should be prepared for some good appreciation to come into your way. You should be prepared as well for some problem to come up. Like, imagine if I'm giving a presentation, if my PPT is not going to open in screen, if you're not going to be able to see my screen, I should be prepared for that as well. So you should be prepared for any kind of situation. So that is what I mean when I say always prepared. Persistent learners. Now, this is a very, very interesting, this is something that I always stand for. Now, let me see who's going to come up with what I think. There's no right or wrong answer in this, but I want you all to, vida muyarchi. Yes, I would like to pick that as well. Trying to improve ourselves and go with the trend. Unlearn to learn. That's a very wonderful term. Unlearn to learn. True, always a learner. Life is a school, need of the hour for everyone. Yeah, because there are a few, I'm a teacher, so I am this person who's always comfortable standing in front of a class, seeing my students, because see, I'm not very comfortable doing online sessions at all, because you see, all I can see is some names. I don't even see a lot of people's video on here. So it's like I'm looking at a computer and I'm talking. I'm not this person who is very comfortable doing that, and I don't know how Google Meet works. I don't know how Zoom works. But if I'm going to say, like, I'm not going to do this at all, எனக்கு Google Meet எல்லாம் தெரியாது, எனக்கு I can't do this. If I'm going to say something like that, I'm going to lose out a major portion of my life with nothing at all. Like, I can't do anything. So I should feel free to learn what Zoom is. I should feel free to, talk to others, learn from others. If I'm having a colleague who's going to tell me, I'll teach you how, this thing works, I should be able to be open to learn from others. So you have to be persistent to learn, because see, you are at the top of the ladder, and you can't promise இன்னொருத்தர் வந்து உங்களை விட ஹைட்டான ஒரு ladder எடுத்துட்டு வந்து உங்க முன்னாடி நிக்க மாட்டாங்கன்றதுக்கு how sure can you be? யாரால உத்தரவாதம் கொடுக்க முடியும் என்னை விட ஹைட்டான ladder இன்னொருத்தர் கொண்டு வந்துட மாட்டாங்க? when we're saying life, when we're saying, I'm not trying to put this attitude of competition in you, but I'm trying to say that you have to put the best of yourself. உங்களால இன்னும் மேல ஏற முடியும், but if you don't have the ladder to climb up more, then there's no point of you saying that I want to shine. So you have to be prepared to climb up the ladder more, for which you have to learn a lot. You have to know a lot. You have to know a lot about this world, how things work. So you have to be persistent when it comes to learning something. Now, I'm going to break this adaptability and self as well, learn new things from others, even if they are younger to us. Yes, I would like to take this point as well. It's been half an hour and I've been talking for what is happening. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, I'm going to give you some 60 seconds. I want quick feedback on how the session is going. I want you to tell me if it's boring, if it's too fast, if it's too slow, if I'm repeating what you know already. Let me see. I just want to see a comment on the comment box right now. People, be quick to share it. Okay, a lot of positive comments. Wow. Nobody has negative to say some, like, nobody has something negative to say about me. Okay, quite interesting. Okay. Wow. I'm so overwhelmed that nobody is saying something wrong about me. Is that because your professors are watching you? Nobody. Okay, very speed. Okay, I will try to put down my speed for sure. Okay, so which means we'll continue for the next session. I'll go for the next session. Okay, let's move on to the next topic then. Thank you so much for all your positive comments, people. I'm really surprised that nobody has anything negative to say. People, if you think I'm boring, please tell me, because I don't want to be boring for you all. The next topic that I'm going to talk about is being action oriented. Now, when I say action oriented, what do you think I'm trying to say? Be planned, not in words. Yeah, not in words. There's this one. Let me see who gets this proverb first. I assume a lot of people know Tamil. There's this term, or colloquial term சொல்லுவாங்க. Like, வெறும் பேச மட்டும் செய்வாங்க, but எதுவும் actionல யாருமே காட்டல அப்படின்னா, there's this one term. Let me see who's getting it right. செயல். இல்ல, it's a phrase kind of. Actions speak louder than words. Okay, so the next one, we were talking about action oriented, right? I was talking about, where did I leave you all? With one nice Tamil term. Okay, so we'll move on from there. Action oriented is where you just don't keep talking about it, but then you start working on it. Because நான் இதை செஞ்சிருவேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்றது வேற, இறங்கி செய்யறது வேற. People should, everybody has to keep that in mind. Like, you're not going to do anything wonderful if you're just going to keep saying what you're going to do. But then if everything works on when you actually do that thing. On to the next one. Visionary. I want to know what you think about being a visionary in the chat box. I'm expecting the chat box to open. Future prediction of what happens, long-term goals. I would like to pick on that long-term goals. Think big, future goals, focus on the work, aim. Yeah, I would pick on that long-term goal term because that relates to a lot on what I was planning to say. Anticipate your end target. That's a wonderful term. Like anticipate your end target. You see how things are going to work. People who really want to shine, people who are really people who want to do wonderful things in their life are people who are able to predict. Like you go on a track and then you see how இப்படியே போனா where will I reach, what will be my destination. So if you don't have that long term goal in your head, if you think okay life போற போக்குல போயிடலாம் அப்படின்னு, if you keep thinking on like going on with whatever you think it's going to happen, then it's not going to take you to where you actually want to go. So the one thing that you have to do is now, if you people are into practice of putting things down, take a notebook, write down what you want to do in life. Okay, let me tell you, writing down what you actually want to do will do wonders in your life. Like take down a notebook, write down your achievements. Like where do you see yourself in 2025? Now that's an interesting question that I want to pose to each and every one. Let me see. The chat box is open. I want you all to post saying what you want, where do you see yourself in 2025? Okay, yeah, I would probably not talk. People who I kind of see a lot of people grieving over me talking in Tamil. I'll make sure not to talk in Tamil. It's okay. I'll make the talk in English now. People, yeah, it is Tamil in the middle of the session. I'll make sure I don't talk in Tamil. Now, people, I want you all to answer to my question. My question was, where do you see yourself? Yeah, I understand. I'm not going to talk in Tamil. Thank you so much for informing me about this. I'll make sure my talk is in English from now. I want you all to comment on where do you see yourself in another 5 years, that is in 2020. Reaching at the point, people be personal, reaching at the point where we want to be. Yeah, okay, but what did you want to be? So where do you see yourself in 2025? You see as an engineer, you see as a probably a professor. Okay, I see associate professor, as a student, as an IAS officer. Wow. Vision, big shot. Okay, big shot, entrepreneur. Hi.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, first of all, I am so sorry. I didn't expect this much of a connectivity issue. I've never had internet issues usually, but today it's happening. And, that's a part of my talk. Be prepared for anything and everything. So I'm sorry, first of all. I apologize. Okay, so we'll go back to the topic. Are you all fine with it? I'll start sharing my screen. It's okay. Thank you so much, people. I'm really surprised. I'm addressing a group of really sweet people who are so fine. Like it's okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. It happens. Thank you so much for understanding. My situation as well. So people leaving from where I left, I asked you to put down what you're actually doing. Now this is a question that I want to raise to you personally. You don't really have to answer it on your chat box, but then think, what did you actually do during these times of lockdowns? It's more than 100 days that you're put inside your house 24 hours. You have a few online classes, but you saved up a lot of traveling time. You saved up a lot of outing time. You're not going on shopping, you're not going on out to restaurants to have fun and all of that. I understand it's a depressing situation as well, but still during these 100 100 days. It's a time, it's a good amount of time that you got to yourself. Now think to yourself, what did you actually do in these 100 days? Were the 100 days actually productive to you? This is a question that everybody should ask to yourself. I'm doing exercise. Good. You have to start thinking about something new. You can take up a new hobby. You can start learning something new. That is something you could have done. So you have your goals. You wanted to become an IAS officer. You wanted to become an assistant professor. Have you started preparing for any competitive exams? Have you started studying? Did you do useful things? For those of you who did useful things, pat yourself, because that is the best thing that you could do during this lockdown. Rather than getting frustrated, rather than getting depressed, and like thinking it's not going to do anything to your life, you have to pass on your energy to do something really, really productive. So that is what I say, when I say you have to be a visionary. Laser beam focus, that's the next topic. Now, learning good, done many productive things. If you've done many productive things, it's really high time that you pat yourself and say, okay, yeah, I've done a good job. If you've done really good things, appreciate yourself, be happy for yourself, because these 100 days are, it's a gift packed up in a box for you. So, stay at home and do something really good. Even now, we're not sure when this lockdown is going to get over. For those of you who think you haven't done anything productive, start today. Put it right down on a sheet of paper. Oh, I was saying that, right? I lost a hang of it. Now, take a sheet of paper, put it down, and say if you want to become an IAS officer, and then write what are the things that you should be doing. Now that is something that I make sure I practice. If I'm planning to publish a book, then I write the title of the book, and then I say what I have to do. I have to find a publisher, I have to write my stories, I have to proofread it, I have to edit it. Make sure you have a checklist like that, which will help you travel towards your ambition, travel towards your vision. That will help you do wonders in your life. Now, the next thing that we were talking about is laser beam focus. Now, what do you think?
Ma'am, your mic is muted, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I was just trying to read the comments. Yeah, I want the comments to start. Nobody is typing, or I can see nobody. No, I don't have any comment on the comment box. My question is, what do I mean when I say laser beam focus? Focus to achieve goal. Yes. Focus to achieve goals. I don't see anything else. Focused on a single thing without distraction. Then pointed focus. Exactly. Do you see the example I've given there? Okay, I want to catch 2 rabbits. Okay, imagine I'm a hunter and I'm trying to catch. I see 2 rabbits right in front of me, and both of them start running. If I want both, I can't do it. So I have to be focused on what I really want. Now, at this point of time, when I say, when I tell people that I want you all to be focused on one thing, I want you to have a laser beam focus. People will ask me, I'm a singer, I'm a video jockey, I write books, I publish blogs, I teach, I manage events. And people are like, and you are trying to tell me to focus on one thing. Are you serious? Now, this is a question that I want to answer myself. Now, what did I've been doing a lot of things, and how can I tell people to focus on one thing? So I'm not asking you to focus on one thing. I'm just asking you to focus on what you actually want. Now, I am doing all of these because all of these are my interests. And when I take up something, when I want to, when I want to write a book, and when I allot a time for writing that book, I completely focus myself on writing that book. When I want to move on, and when I want to sing, I focus only on that particular aspect for that time. So make sure allot schedule for what you want to do and pay attention to that. what I'm saying, focus, having a laser beam focus is you can focus on as many as you want, and you can, have a lot of things in your bag and still manage it if you really want to manage it. You can't do 10 things when all you want to do is only five from there. So make sure you know what you actually want to do. Okay, so that is one major thing that I want you to know. So all our beliefs, thoughts, actions, feelings are fully aligned with our goal. Yeah. So when you have more than when you have more than one goal in your life, I'm not telling you it's going to be hard to do that. If you're passionate towards doing that as well, it depends on your passion, and you should know what you actually want. And only then you will be able to master your skill. So when I say you have to be focused, I say you have to be focused on whatever you're doing, even if you want to do more than that. Winning mentality. Now, this is, another major thing to shine forth. Now, what do you think I mean when I say winning mentality? Uh, I'm waiting for the chat box to fill. No, you people, I'm not going to continue talking on what I'm going to talk until you comment on that comment box. Or else I'll just keep staring at you. You keep staring at me only. Work hard to win. Stress control. Fixed on their goals. Success. I believe I can do it. Yes. Now, this is where I really want you to know, don't give up on certain points of time. Okay, yeah. Having positive mind that we will never give up. How much failure will come, we need to face. Yeah, that's another wonderful way of looking at things. Now, when I say winning mentality, you always play to win. You're not going to play to survive. Never give up. Yes, to win confidence of others, but by the end of the day, I've told you a lot of things to shine. I told you so much on like how to improve your positivity, how to be a visionary, how to do things, how to compete in this world, and how to shine and all of that. But remember, people, you can't shine forth if you are not happy at the bottom of your heart. Every day, by the end of the day, if you're going to sit down before you go to sleep, if you go sit in your place and think about your day, you should see if you were happy that day. If you're not going to happy for whatever you did for the whole day, and if you still think you can shine forth, you can't. This is a challenge that I'm calling out to you. Okay, you can't become an achiever if you really aren't happy in what you're doing. So first of all, there are a lot of things I spoke, but then now I'm coming to the major point of the talk of what I wanted to talk. Now I'll by the end of the day, make sure you are happy at what you're doing. Okay, so moving on. There are a few differences I wanted you to know on what is the difference between being an achiever and a victim. Achiever looks to the future with a sense of purpose. Now, whereas a victim sees the future as something that is done to them. Now, don't see future as whatever will come to us, but then see your future as a result and then product of what you are actually doing in your life. Achievers see challenge as an opportunity to stop, to grow, whereas victims see them as a reason to stop. Okay, so see your challenges as, if you crack up that challenge, you're going to take a step up. Now just remember that challenge is not, when you face a challenge, you can't say, oh my god, I got a challenge, I'm going to stop from here. No, challenge is when you're going to step up from here. If you crack up the challenge and if you can face it, you're going to step up from there. Challenge is not there to stop you. Challenge are the only thing that will help you step up from the, take a step up in the ladder of your life. So remember that challenges will always help you grow. Achievers are playing to win. Victims are playing not to lose. Now, this was my favorite point of the whole thing. So if you're gonna become an achiever, then you are supposed to play to win. Don't think, okay, I'm gonna try this so that I don't want to lose. Don't have this attitude of I don't want to lose. Have the attitude of I want to win. Okay. So that is another thing I want you to remember as well. Achievers regularly do the hard things. Victims follow the path of least resistance. Okay. So try doing all the hard things in your life, and that will help you come over. Helping others. One of the major things that people fail to do when they want to shine is helping others. When you see someone fall down right in front of you in their life or in their, in their situations, please make sure you help them. You don't fall down by helping someone who is falling down. Okay, you actually take a step ahead if you're trying to help someone. It's okay if you slow down in your race. It's okay if you take extra time just because you're helping someone in your life. Because see, the lesson you learn from helping others is so big, and the happiness you get when you're actually helping someone is really, really big. Let me tell you, you can never be more happy than helping someone in your life, because you will know when when that person is also getting up and running, so by some chance you were also reason for that person to run forward. But don't pinpoint it to them and say, okay, hey, I helped you, and that's only because I helped you, you're great in your life. Don't do that. But you'll have that sense of happiness in your heart that you are a reason for others to run in their life. Okay, that is something that I want you to remember in your life. The shining people, they think before speaking or doing something. They accept their failures. They don't give up easily. They don't hurry in anything. Okay, now we're I want a quick feedback session before I move on to the next. Yeah, helping others, humanity. Yes, thank you so much for sharing your opinions as well on this. I'm really glad you're sharing your thoughts. Now, I want you to give me a quick feedback. I will definitely be sharing the PPT with you all. Okay, so I want you to give me a quick feedback, and then we'll move on to the next session. For those of you who think I'm boring, you can still tell me. Okay, I see a lot of positive comments. Thank you so much, people, for being so nice and sweet to me. I just want to have very little time for another small presentation, and then I'll wind up, and then we'll have a question session where I'll definitely be answering your questions. Uh, Now, there's one thing, now that I've all spoken about how to, do great things in your life, how to shine, how to, reach to the top and all of that. I want you to know that, there is a point in life, no matter how big you are, no matter how much of a positive person you are, no matter how much of an achiever you are, you will face a point in life where you feel like there's no reason for me to move forward. You will have a point in life where you will not know if you have to step forward or take a step back, or uh, should you even try this, should you not try this. You will have that point of confusion in your life. Now, when you have that point of confusion in your life, please sit down, okay, and talk to the people who really care for you. Okay, shining forth it's not very difficult. I promise, shining forth is not difficult. But there's another thing that you have to know as well. Shining forth is not easy also. It's a game. It's totally a game where life in itself is a game. But then remember, when you feel like giving up, talk to the people who are really concerned about you. Okay, please fill your heart with positivity. Never ever allow negativity to take over your life. um, don't think that challenges and problems only come into your life just because just only to you. A lot of people face challenges in their life. When we started the game, we had a few people. I spoke about Robert Downey Jr. I'm sure a lot of people know him as Iron Man, but he had his own downs to face. He was in jail for 4 years, and he was the son of a wonderful producer, but still he had to fight for his place as an actor. And now everybody knows him as one of the best actors in the industry. Talking about Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin was a man who had his own depression to kill himself. Now, Charlie Chaplin was the one who said, I love walking in the rain because people can't notice if you're crying in rain. Now, that person had to go through so much of depression in his life, but we know him as one of the person who was shining, who was at his best of his career. Now, comedians take Charlie Chaplin as a role model, but he had his downs too. Kalpana Chawla, for that, she had to, fight her way into that place. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, anybody for that matter, Mr. Abraham Lincoln for that matter, everybody had their own challenges. Everybody had their own fights to fight. Now, one thing that I want you to, when you take something out of this, this webinar on shining forth, one thing that I want you to remember is everybody has their own, Google CEO. Yeah, thank you. Like, I see a lot of people, giving in their ideas as well. Yes, Mr. Sundar Pichai, he had his own fights. Now, people, let me tell you, nobody can shine without their fights. Now, don't think I can just directly pop up and be this one famous shining person without my fights. Everybody has their own fights, and you have to fight your own fight, because by the end of the day, it is your fight. I can come in, I can advise to you. I can be like, oh wow, you can do something great. I can talk motivation to you, but then I can never fight your fight. Okay, I can say, okay, you have to be a visionary, you have to have positivity, but I promise I'm not going to fight your fight. It's your fight by the end of the day. You know what you want. You know what you want to become. So remember, nobody knows you better than yourself. So make sure that you know where you stand, and make sure you fight your own fight, because that will take you to places. Okay, now that I think this was a very serious talk out of the whole day and out of the whole webinar section. So I'm going to move on to the next point. Okay. So just a few questions that I want to raise to you, and then we'll, have a question session, and then we'll wind up. I'm not going to take a lot of time from now on. Okay. Can you all see my screen? Give me a yes, no. Okay, I see a lot of S's. What do you see on my screen? Yes, I see a lot of yes, but what do you see on my screen? Type down what you see on my screen. The purpose of shining. Thank you. Now that I told you, how to shine and why, how to shine and all of that, I'm going to answer, I'm going to make you answer the question. What is the purpose of shining? Why do you have to shine? We know, like, shining is part of life. I started my session with the same question as well. Now I gave you a long talk, and now I want to know, why do you have to shine? Be different from crowd. Yes. Thank you. For those of you all who want feedback form will be given to you. Don't worry. We will not vanish without feedback forms. To improve the skill. Yes. Okay. I want to be distinct from the world of mind. Yes. Shining forth in itself is, we want to shine forth because we want to stand out. Now, I'm going to answer a few questions, makes us different from the people around us. Now, what is let me tell you what, according to me, is the purpose of shining. Everybody has different opinions. Now, for me, the purpose of shining. Now, I want to shine for, I want to shine for my happiness. I want to be happy by the end of the day. So I want to shine because shining gives me happiness. If I'm going to give my best at what I'm doing, it's going to make me happy. So shining forth and living my day in itself is giving me happiness. So shining takes me to the question of what is the purpose of my life? Why am I living? Because man is, wait, I'll just see the chat box. I have a few opinions. Because man is a social animal, he thinks of others, that makes him different from other creations. Yeah, everybody is different one way or the other. So I wouldn't say that I want to stand out. I want to be different in my own way. But what is the purpose? Who do I live for? My question is, the first question is, do I live for myself? Now, yes, I do live for myself because, I want to be happy. I want to be satisfied by the end of the day. So I do live for myself as my first opinion. But, what if I get self-satisfied at some point of my time? Like, I'm trying to shine forth. I'm trying to get a job for myself, and I'm gonna land a job. I get my own house, and I get whatever I want, and then I'm satisfied. Okay, at some point I'm satisfied with my life, and then what am I going to do with my life? Okay, why do I have to even feel satisfied when there's so much of commotion happening around me? That takes me to the next question. Okay, the purpose of living, do I live for myself? Yes, a part of my life I live for myself, but then the next one, I want to live for my family. Because you see, there are a lot of hopes that your parents have for you. There are times when they don't show it explicitly. They don't show that they care for you, but I promise they care for you more than anybody else. Okay, so I moving on, taking a step forward, I want to shine for myself, and then the next step, I want to shine for my family, who want to see me shine, who will be so happy if I shine. So that is the second. That takes me to the next step of shining force. And once I live for my family, they are also happy with who I am. But what do? I live for my society. Now, this is something that I want you to distinguish with. I'm not asking you to live to satisfy your society. Because anyway, even though you become one great doctor, there will be this next door uncle who says, my son is a great IT professional, you're only a doctor. I'm not asking you to, live to satisfy the next door people, but make sure you're being helpful to the people in the society. So if you're a doctor or if you're a teacher, make sure you're being useful for your society as well. So first comes my live for society without expecting. Yeah, that is another point. Don't expect anything in return, because I can't promise that you'll get anything in return. But remember, make sure you are helpful to them. Don't live for the expectations of the society, but you know that you should be of some help for the society. So live for helping others in the society as well, and then live for the world. Okay, so now that is another thing that I want you to keep in mind. Once you are being helpful to the society, see what you can contribute to the world as a particular person. Because you see, there's no world if everybody don't hold their hands together. If everybody are going to be just upstanding individuals, we'll not have a state, we'll not have a country, we'll not have a continent, we'll not have a world. So as by the end of the day, it's you, and then family, and then society, and then you're going to live for your world. Okay, so make sure you are doing something useful for the satisfaction of yourself, and make sure you fulfill the purpose of your life. Okay, so by this, good for you, I'm done with my presentation. So we have some ample time left for your questions. So let me see. So here you go. If you have any people who are comfortable posting your questions in the chat box, you can start sharing your questions. People who want to get in touch with me over like questions for over the social media platforms, then this is my Facebook ID, my email ID, and my Instagram profile. You can follow me there. Give me your questions, and I will definitely answer your questions. Okay, for those of you who want the PPT in the attachment, make sure you leave a mail to me, and I will share the presentation to you. Okay, so I want you to do me a favor, and from now on I'm going to read every chat. So I want to know the feedbacks and the questions. Ma'am, what will you suggest a person who's depressed and pushed to die? Now, see, I will suggest you talk to someone who you trust very much, and I will highly suggest you don't get depressed. It's easy for me to say don't get depressed, but I don't know what a depressed person is actually going through. But then one thing that I want you to know is everybody goes through so much of depression in their life. I'm sitting in front of you all dressed up with all good makeup, but I am having a lot of issues to go in my life as well. So you don't know who is good, who is not good. So remember, when you're depressed, that everybody are having their own problems. So it's okay to go through issues. It's okay to have problems in life. Don't think life is going to be perfect and life is going to be some wonderful gift put in a gold platter right in front of you. So remember that everybody have their own problems, and the real achievement is to overcome your depression and, you know, staying happy, because that is what you are living for. You're living for yourself. Live that you're happy. So that is something that I will suggest. And dying is not going to be the answer for those of you, for the question, what will I suggest for people who are pushed to die? Dying is, if I can say, I'm sorry for using this word, but still dying is stupidity. If you're going to think you can't face your life and you want to die, then I would say it's 100% stupidity. There's nobody who is stupider, who is more stupid than people who are deciding to kill yourself. Just don't do that. Just talk to people who care for you. There are people who love you so much. There are people who want to see you shine forth. So, you know, don't worry about what the 99% of people who don't know about you say about you. So, you know, just stay positive and keep yourself happy. That will definitely keep you away from depression. Don't expect a lot from others. Expect what you want to, you know, have in your life. Can you please share your views on the suicide committed by Sushant Singh? Uh, I'm not well versed about actors, but what I would like to share my views about Sushant's death. As far as I know, this man had whatever he wanted. He had the, you know, the best telescope. He had that he loved so much in his life. He had so much of money. He had you know, he had a movie in his movie with him acting. He had so many people. He had so many followers on Instagram, but that didn't bring him peace or happiness. So I'm really sorry for Sushant, but I know for the fact that suicide is not the answer. If he had talked to people who really cared for him, I'm sure he wouldn't have, you know, killed himself. So killing himself was not the solution for the problems he was facing. He could have had a better day if at all he decided to live for, you know, live continuously. So that is my opinion. I don't know, people's view may vary, but I feel like, you know, by the end of the day, it's happiness that matters. And to get your happiness, make sure you surround yourself with people who love you and people who you love as well. Don't care about what people talk about you who don't know who you are. That is my point. Any other questions, or I'll wind up the session? I can actually take depression is hidden in smiles too. Yes, obviously. How to increase confidence during this pandemic COVID-19 situation? There's a lot of financial problem of teachers. Is there a solution? Yeah, I would. The first, I'll kind of break this into two parts. That question. How to increase confidence? How to increase confidence? You can actually increase your confidence when you're happy that you haven't wasted 100 days of your life, and many more to come. So if you're a professor, if you're a teacher, you can work on, you know, doing a research paper, like doing something that, you know, that you think you're good at. I'm not trying to, you know, put myself on the show light, but then I am happy. I'm kind of confident of my pandemic COVID-19 situation because I completed 9 online courses during these 100 days, and I know, you know, I'm kind of happy that I didn't waste my time. And So if you're going to do something new, if you're going to learn something new, and if you're not going to waste your time, then you will be very happy. Financial problems, everybody are going through that. So I don't have a static solution to it, but saving money and making sure that this is not the worst, making sure that even these worst kind of situations can be faced and can be overcome. That will help us to have confidence and face the day. So every day morning I wake up and I tell myself that things will get better. I have that positivity in myself, so I'm confident. So that is something that I want you to know. I don't know how much I've answered to that question, but oh yeah, there's another person who's telling me not to talk about the suicide because we're not sure whether it's a murder or suicide. When things are not sure, then yeah, we don't know what to say about that. Any other questions, or I'll wind up the session. People who are giving me feedbacks, people who are telling me excellent, and thank you for those of you who have given me all positive comments. Thank you so much. I'm really overwhelmed.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for
Thank you.
joining us for this session. It was really motivating and it was very quite interesting. And we all the participants were active, and all of us too. Okay, so it was a good session for all of us. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and having an extraordinary, brilliant session for the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much. I actually forgot to, I'm sorry, I actually kind of forgot to say thanks to the college, Francis Xavier Engineering College. Thank you so much for having me here. And special thanks to Anu ma'am for coordinating and, putting me in here. And I'm really glad I got to spend some time with some wonderful participants. So thank you all for having me here. And thank you, Subbu ma'am, for, facilitating the whole thing. I'm really
Thank you.
happy to be
I
here.
should be thankful. I should give me thanks to Ms. Agnes Joshi. She was the person who was so she was insisting to bring you here for the webinar session. So my thanks to Agnes Joshi as well. And thank you so much for being with us. We would like to stay connected in future as well with you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad you would like to stay connected, which means I've done okay at least.
Yeah, you have done your job. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so much for
thank
joining us. Thank
thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
So people.